Greetings, welcome to Module 3, Unit 9, an ID based on Merrill's principles, first principles of learning. In the last unit, we understood Merrill's 5 first principles of learning, and as we mentioned there, they do not constitute an instructional design model by themselves. So, in this unit, we understand instruction design based on Merrill's 5 first principles of learning. This is not unique in any sense. This is one of the possible models which will implement all the 5 first principles of learning. Recalling, the 5 first principles of learning as stated by Merrill are task-centered principle, activation principle, demonstration principle, application principle, integration principle. Very briefly, what it means is that the learning must occur in the context of an authentic real world problem that is quite similar to the task that the learners would be required to solve when they practice. The activation principle essentially says that the learners must recall a mental model based on their prior knowledge, which would be helpful in receiving the new knowledge. Demonstration principle says that instructor must first demonstrate the knowledge that the learners are supposed to acquire. Application principle, where the learners engage with a task to apply their newly acquired knowledge. And integration principle says that at the end of it, the students reflect on the new knowledge acquired, integrate it into the existing framework, existing model that they already have, and they absorb the new knowledge in the context of a mental model. So, these are the 5 principles of learning as stated by Merrill. And as we noted, Merrill's principles are not in and of themselves a model or a method of instruction. An ID model that implements all the 5 first principles of learning as identified by Merrill is presented now. This is one of the possible models. And here the instruction consists of a sequence of instructional units. An instructional unit is associated with one specific course outcome or competency. Depending upon the nature and complexity of the course outcome, one instructional unit may be associated with one outcome, or when the CO is expanded into a set of competencies, one instructional unit may be associated with one competency. Both are possible. It is up to the instructor how the instruction is really designed. As we saw in an earlier unit on the ADDIE model, there is considerable choice. There are considerable opportunities for instructor to exercise her discretion, her knowledge of the content, to decide on how the instructional units should be organized. But the instructional unit is associated with one specific CO or competency, and the instruction itself consists of a sequence of such instructional units. And it is at the level of the instructional unit that we implement all the 5 first principles of learning. So, such a model was outlined earlier in module 2. Now, we will explore that in greater detail and see how it is related to or how it implements Merrill's 5 first principles of learning. This is the instructional unit based on Merrill's principles, which was presented in an earlier unit. The central theme around which the phases of instruction take place would be the course outcome or the competency. And around that, the 4 phases of instruction take place: activation and motivation, demonstration, application, engagement, and integration. This is the model, and this is the model for one instructional unit. The course outcome or the competency, depending upon how the instructional unit is designed, plays the role of the task in Merrill's principles. All the 4 phases of instruction occur in the context of one specific CO or competency. Learning is focused around this CO competency, and the tasks students are expected to solve reflect this. That means the actual task that the instructor presents is essentially based on the CO or the competency that is relevant. This feature is based on Merrill's task-centered principle of learning. This brings focus to the learning, and the learning occurs in the context of a very specific competency, and the application and the demonstration and the activation and the reflection all center around this CO. So, this plays the role of a task, and Merrill's task centered principle is implemented here as CO centered principle or CO competency centered principle. The next phase, actually the first phase of the instruction, is the attention and activation. This is activation phase of Merrill with an additional component which is attention. This attention is implicit in Merrill's principles, but we make this more explicit in this instructional model, and this essentially is a learning principle which states that before we commence the actual instruction, even activation, first we must gain the attention of the learners. We must make the learners see the relevance of this particular CO or competency. We must make the learners engage with the classroom, which essentially means that the instructor must first gain the attention of the students. That can be gained through motivational stories, examples, case studies, simulations, all are possible, but the attention of the students must be gained first before we can proceed with the subsequent phases of the instruction. The instructor can explain how this particular competency is relevant to their profession. They can present suitable case studies. They can give various examples depending upon the specific domain in which they are working. Allow students to understand the relevance of the CO or the competency. This is very important. Quite often it happens that many students do complain at the end of a particular instructional unit or even a course that yes, I am capable of doing it, but I really do not know why I need to have this competency. What is the relationship of this competency to my profession? It's not clear to me, and that is not a very good sign of learning. So, the first one, which is attention, tries to ensure that students understand the relevance of the particular CO or competency of this instructional unit. Then it is followed by the activation, which as Merrill says, the students must be able to link the new learning to something they already know. So, the instructor must ensure that an appropriate mental model, the required mental model, the relevant mental model is invoked by the students. So, the prior learning and the required mental are activated, they are brought to the surface, and in case there is some difficulty with this phase, instructor may have to spend some additional time engaging the students in some discussion, if required certain additional direct instruction to ensure that the students are prepared to receive the new instruction. Depending upon the situational restrictions, sometimes this phase may take more time. If the students are unable to recall the mental model from earlier learning, then instructor has to spend considerably additional effort to help the students recall it, because without that recollection, absorbing the new knowledge becomes very difficult. So, the activation phase is very important, and as I mentioned, depending upon the scenario, instructor may have to spend considerably more time than originally planned to ensure that all the learners are able to recollect this mental model based on the earlier knowledge. And to do this, various instructional components can be used. We have seen in the previous units the variety of instructional components that are at the disposal of the instructor. Based on the specificity of the learning context, instructor can pick and choose the relevant instructional components. So, it can be explaining why, motivational stories, class discussions, it can be a quiz, it can be a recapitulation, it can be a field trip, it can be gathering some preliminary data and doing data analysis. It can be a kind of advanced graphic organizer where the interrelationships of the concepts are all shown. It can be some kind of a group discussion. It can be some kind of a recollection by the learners. So, there can be a variety of instructional components which can be used, but it is essential that the attention is gained as well as all the learners are able to activate an appropriate mental model based on their earlier learning, which makes it suitable and makes it ready for the learners to receive the new knowledge. Demonstration, this is nothing but the demonstration phase of Merrill, presentation of new information, which is what Merrill calls as information, and one or more examples of a problem based on the CO or competency, the relevant CO or competency. This shows how the presented information is applied to specific situation. This is what Merrill calls as portrayal. And demonstration should be consistent with the type of skill being promoted, which essentially means the cognitive level of the CO or competency involved as well as the knowledge category. Learners should be guided to relate the general information or an organizing structure to specific instances. They must be able to integrate this into the existing framework later on, but for that they need to first have some kind of an organization to the new knowledge that they have acquired. They must be able to relate the general principles to the specific applications. Again, instructor has a choice of instructional components for demonstration purposes, depends upon the CO and competency. It can be an interactive lecture, a multimedia presentation, it can be simulations, it can be conventional black or white board and some example problems that can be presented. Sometimes it can be a field trip where something is demonstrated. It can be some activity in the laboratory where certain experiments are conducted and the results are demonstrated. It can be again graphic organizers or advanced graphic organizers. Any of these instructional components, any mix is possible. It is totally the responsibility as well as the prerogative of the instructor to pick the relevant instructional components and match them to the requirements as indicated by the CO or the competency. What is most important is that the demonstration is consistent with the CO or the competency, consistent both in terms of the level of cognitive process as well as the category of the knowledge. So, the most important thing is that demonstration is consistent with the CO or the competency. Otherwise, the model is quite flexible and instructor has considerable freedom and in fact responsibility to choose relevant instructional components. And then the apply, engage, which Merrill calls as the apply. That is the phase in which the newly acquired knowledge is applied by the learners. Learners should engage with, apply the newly acquired knowledge and demonstrate skills to solve problems consistent with the competency. Once again, when we say solve problem, it does not necessarily mean that it is the application of a procedure. It depends upon the CO or the competency. It could be understand level, in which case given a new instance, learners must be able to correctly categorize the class to which the new instance belongs. Classify is one of the sub processes of understand. So, if the learner is able to classify a new instance correctly, that demonstrates the understand competency. So, when we say solve a problem, we are using it in a broad sense consistent with the CO or the competency. The learners must be able to demonstrate their ability to solve a problem in a generic sense relevant to that CO or competency. So, learners should engage with the new information and skills with minimum time gap after the demonstration. This is an extremely important principle of Merrill, and quite often in the classroom scenario some of the instructors may be missing it. If there is a long gap between the acquisition of the new knowledge and the application of that by the learners, the learning is most likely to suffer. The more quickly learners begin to engage with the problem using their newly acquired knowledge, the better will be the learning. So, the gap between demonstration by the instructor and application by the learners should be as small as possible, probably even as low as 20-25 minutes if it is feasible. In some cases it may not be really that feasible, but effort must be made to ensure that learners engage with a whole task as quickly as possible after acquiring new information. Learners should receive either intrinsic or corrective feedback to ensure correctness and adequacy of their newly constructed mental model for solving problems. Depending upon again the CO or competency, appropriate feedback must be provided to the learners, and this also must be as immediate as possible. The demonstration, the application and the feedback, they must occur with very short gaps in between them for the learning to be really deep. So, the instructor must ensure that proper feedback is provided to the learners as early as possible after they demonstrate the ability to apply their knowledge to a new problem. So, once learners engage with a problem, they must receive feedback as quickly as possible. And this engaging the problem could be a quiz, an assignment or a small term paper, whatever be the nature of the actual technique used to have the students engage with the problem, feedback must be provided at as much small interval as possible. And coaching, providing hints can improve learning, but coaching should be gradually withdrawn. In the initial stages, coaching may be more extensive. Problems are actually of lesser complexity, but coaching is more extensive. But as learners begin to apply their knowledge to more complex problems and as they gain in their confidence, coaching should be gradually withdrawn. The objective would be that at the end, students must be able to solve complex problems all by themselves with zero coaching by the instructor. That should be the progression of the tasks on which the students work. Again, we have fairly large variety of instructional components which can be picked up by the instructor: note making, summarization, individual problem solving, practice in the sense of exercise problems, group problem solving, report writing, making presentations, group discussions. A wide variety of instructional components are possible based on the CO and the competency. The instructor has to choose an appropriate mix of these instructional components. Then the integration phase of Merrill. Essentially, learners should reflect, discuss with peers, define their newly acquired knowledge and skills, relate them to their existing mental model. Now, this is very important if the learners have to retain the knowledge acquired for longer periods of time. Essentially, Merrill also mentions that in several experiments, it has been demonstrated that when the students are able to reflect on their newly acquired knowledge, and when they are able to defend their point of view, and when they are able to do a public demonstration, or when they are able to critique their colleagues' peers' work, they are able to integrate the new knowledge better into their existing mental framework. And in such instances, the learners are able to retain this for much longer periods. If there is a long time gap between this learning and the subsequent phase of trying to assess what is the extent to which they are remembering, it is possible that the students forget some specific details, but it has been found that the broad application context, the principles, the key features of the knowledge are retained by the students for much longer period when they do this kind of a reflection. And instructors must encourage the learners to engage in this integration phase. It is very essential, and the instructional components can be again discussion in the classroom, or it can be group discussion, it can be quiz, it can be summarization. In fact, another good thing can be some kind of maintaining a journal in which they record their reflections. Of course, instructor may have to train the students in how to write and maintain the journals, because all of them may not be familiar. In fact, with many of the instructional components, the instructor may have to ensure that the students are familiar with that component, how to do that. So, if required, the instructor may have to provide additional information, additional direct instruction to the students on how to use this. And this phase is essentially the one where the consolidation of the new knowledge acquired happens. So, this should not be ignored, and this must be appropriately handled by the instructor. So, the structure of the instructional unit, which we discussed earlier in module 2, is shown here. First, we have the competency statement or the statement of the course outcome, then attention activation, then we have a cycle, demonstration followed by application, demonstration followed by application. The number of times this cycle is repeated is totally dependent on the course outcome or the competency and is decided by the instructor. So, this division of demonstration and application is decided by the instructor. And finally, integration phase. Now, as I mentioned, the instructional unit could be associated with a course outcome, or if there is a sufficient scope and complexity, it could be associated with one specific competency also. That is, the demonstration application cycle can happen at the level of an outcome, course outcome, or at the level of a competency. It is again the discretion of the instructor, and this which we discussed earlier, now we can see that it is basically derived from Merrill's model. It implements Merrill's 5 first principles of learning. That is how this instructional unit structure was presented earlier. This example is also taken from the earlier unit, module 2, and you can see that here there is a CO, and that competency is that design precision rectifier and DC voltage regulators. So, how many hours that is specified, and the CO is also specified, the particular CO is also specified. And then it goes through the relevance, which essentially is what we called as the attention, that is making it clear to the students how this particular competency is relevant to their profession. So, there is, it need not be very elaborate, as you can see here it is only for 3 minutes, but it is fine. What is essentially is that the students see the relevance of what they are learning to their profession. So, relevance, then activation, then we have demonstration 1, application 1, then we have again demonstration 2, application 2. Now, this could be more cycles depending upon the specific competency that is involved. In this example, we are having only 2 cycles. There is one demonstration 1, application 1, followed by demonstration 2, application 2. Then there is an integration phase, and here the instructor has chosen to use discussion as the instructional component to facilitate the integration phase. So, discuss the role of the feedback around an op-amp in achieving 2 important signal processing applications, including precision rectification and voltage regulation, and the mode selected is discussion. So, this is how the instructional unit is designed, implementing the 5 learning principles of Merrill. Develop an instructional unit for a chosen competency from the course you taught or you are familiar with. This exercise was there in earlier unit also, but now specifically focus on implementing all the 5 first principles of learning of Merrill, and if possible actually relate the appropriate Merrill's principle to the specific components that you are designing, and the specific instructional components that you choose. If you can give an explanation of how that facilitates that particular Merrill's principle, that would be of great help, and it would be a good way of showing how Merrill's principles are prescriptive in nature, in the sense how they help the design of instruction. Just they do not only describe what is there, but it tells what should be there. It is prescriptive in nature, and doing this kind of an exercise would help us to understand how to use Merrill's 5 first principles of learning in order to design instruction. Thank you for sharing the result of the exercise at tail.iacta@gmail.com. And in the next unit, we will understand the principles of direct instruction, a classical model of instruction design, probably one with which most of us are familiar, but still we will try to look at it in a more systematic fashion, and we will see what are the basic components of direct instruction, what are its strengths and limitations, and what are the principles on which the direct instruction is placed. So, that will be the next unit, and until then, thank you for being with us, and we will meet you with the next unit. Thank you.